Question 11. So, show that the coordinates A and B are 1, 4 and 4, 7. Now A and B are where S1 intersect with S2. So let's set both these curves being equal. So x squared minus 4x plus 7 equals 6x minus x squared minus 1. Excuse me. So rearranging that, I get 2x squared minus 10x plus 8 equally 0. Dividing through by 2, I get x squared minus 5x plus 4 is 0. Factorizing this, I get the x minus 1x minus 4 equaling 0. So my x coordinates are 1 and 4, as expected. And then substituting into either, I can then work out what y is. I've chosen to use x squared minus 4x plus 7. So when I substitute x being 1 into that, I get y being 4. And when I substitute 4 into that, I get y being 7. Hence A being 1, 4 and B 4, 7. Now for part 2, find an expression in its simplest form for the length PQ as a function of x. So PQ is just my S2 curve, take away my S1 curve. So my S2 curve is 6x minus x squared minus 1, take away x squared minus 4x plus 7. And obviously be careful here, what you're minusing x squared, minusing a minus 4x, which is adding a 4x, and minusing a 7, giving us PQ being 10x minus 2x squared minus 8. Now for part 3, use calculus to find the greatest length of PQ. So we differentiate PQ with respect to x, and when we differentiate this, we get 10 minus 4x. Setting this equal to 0, which it will be at a maximum, we get 4x being 10, so x being 5 over 2. So we know the x value is 5 over 2. So what's the y value? What's the y value for 5 over 2? Well, I'm substituting into my equation for PQ, which is in terms of x, so substituting my 2.5 into this PQ equation, I get PQ being 4.5. Now for part 4, find the area between the two curves. So I'm going to integrate between the values of 4 and 1. And I'm integrating the difference. I'm integrating my S2 take away my S1. So I'm integrating my 10x minus 2x squared minus 8 between 4 and 1. So when I integrate this, I get 5x squared minus 2/3 x cubed minus 8x. And I start off by substituting 4 in, and I take away from that when I substitute 1 into this. So when I substitute 4 into this, I get 5 1/3. Take away when I substitute 1 into this, I get minus 3 2/3. So I'm minusing minus 3 2/3, which is adding 3 2/3. So it's 5 1/3 add 3 2/3, which is exactly 9.